Now, what are some of the natural foods that you can take, for you to have a longer, strong, and better erection? You know, rather than taking the Viagra, the sildenafil, and then alternative, you know, natural Viagra alternative that you can be able to take for you to have a longer, stronger erection. Yes. So in this video, I'm going to talk about this natural Viagra that you can take as a man to avoid taking sildenafil completely. Because these are the foods that can make, that can improve the blood flow. They cause dilatation of the blood vessels, and hence you get good circulation to the penis. So if you have been taking now Viagra, I'm giving you an alternative that you need to take so that you could be able to get longer, stronger erection. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, there's a lot of things that you're missing, and therefore, I just encourage you to take 1 second, to subscribe, and also like this video, remember to share this information, and leave a comment so that you can be able to know what you want us to do in the next topic. Now, this kind of food that I'm going to talk about in this video is that these are the kind of food that will cause the dilatation of the blood vessels. It give you good circulation. They are cardiovascular friendly foods. Because again, if your cardiovascular is working well, you'll just get good erection. But if there is destruction of the blood vessels, your heart is not pumping very well, and all other things that gonna happen on the circulation, the cardiovascular health, you're more likely to suffer from this erectile dysfunction. So these are the key promoter of cardiovascular health. To just boost your energy, to just do what we call improve these blood vessels, what called flow to the penis, and you're gonna get longer erection. Now, one kind of food that I want you to take, which is naturally, I want you to take the nuts and the seeds, the almond, the pumpkin seeds, the walnuts. These are good for your cardiovascular health, and they will make you to have a good erection. What do they contain? These walnuts, almond that I'm telling you to take, what do they contain? They're high in arginine. This arginine is an amino acid which helps to drag and dilate your blood vessels. And as you get good circulation to the penis, and you get erection. So like these walnuts, the almond, all these kind of nuts, the pumpkin seeds, don't throw them away. They're good for you. They contain arginine. That's good for your penis erection. And you gonna last longer. And you have a stronger erection. Now the other kind of food, natural Viagra alternative that I want to talk about in this video again, is what we call the fatty fish. This fish, the salmona, they contain the omega-3 fat acids. These omega-3 fat acids, they are cardiac friendly. So they enhance good circulation. Hence, you're gonna get good erection. You're gonna last longer. Your cardiovascular is working well. The fatty fish, These fish that I'm talking about, the salmon, they are good for your health. Take them. You're gonna get this erection, you're gonna get this erection, you're gonna get this, it enhances this dilatation, of the blood vessels, and you're gonna get what called good and longer, stronger, erection as a man. So these are the kind of foods that they are Viagra alternative. You don't need to take this sildenafil and then you have this kind of food. The other thing that you need to talk about is watermelon. It's just a fruit that contain vitamin. It contains the citrulline. The citrulline in watermelon plays a key role when it comes to the dilatation. This citrulline, an amino acid, that the watermelon contains, it plays a key role when it comes to the blood vessels relaxation and dilatation, improving the blood flow to the penis, similar as the Viagra could have done. Therefore, this watermelon is for you. Blood vessels and all these dilatations to the penis, you're gonna get it if you take this watermelon. The citrulline in it, an amino acid, is good for this circulation. These are the natural foods that I'm talking about. You're not going to use this sildenafil or rather the Viagra and more if you take this kind of food that I'm mentioning on this video. Not waste a lot of money buying this kind of Viagra, and you have this kind of food that will enable you, unless otherwise you have other conditions that may need now to enhance with medication, and that's a prescription that you get from a doctor. But don't take them if you think that you have weak erections. These are the kind of foods that will make you stronger, longer, and you have better erection day in, day out. The other thing that I want to talk about is the bananas. These bananas are good for you. They contain vitamins, they have potassium, all these are good for our what we call our cardiovascular system, the dilatation of the blood vessels, and you get this what we call the blood flow smooth to the penis, and then you have an erection. That's it. Just take these kind of fruits. They are just good for this erection. It will be so strong as a man. But again, you don't need to take this what you call this kind of medication anytime. You misuse this kind of medications. Misuse this kind of foods that I'm talking about, and they're gonna give you stronger and longer erections. The other thing that I want to talk about is the greens. Do you usually take greens? I mean, the vegetables, this spinach, the kales, the arugula. All these are high in what we call nitrates. And you know what nitrates do? It converts this to nitric oxide. All these are what we call the vasodilators. They dilate the blood vessels, as you get what we call good blood flow to the penis. Take these, what we call the greens. Take them. They are good for your circulation. Take them. These greens. Sometimes you don't want to take just take them. That's just good for your circulation. You're gonna get stronger and longer erection because of these components that are contained there in these greens. So you're not going to use anymore. You're not going to use this sildenafil. You're not going to use this Viagra that you are using. That maybe you may misuse it even. You might not be having this erectile dysfunction. You never got a prescription, but you're taking them for fun. But I want you to misuse these kind of foods that I've mentioned. Because if you eat them very well, you're gonna get good circulation. There you are. You get strong, longer erection. These are alternative, natural Viagra. The other thing that I want to talk about is that you need to eat what we call spice food also. You know, you need to take tomatoes. You know, remember to exercise also. Remember to take water. All these are some of the kinds that, or kind of foods that you need to take. Remember to take garlic. Garlic is also good for the circulation, you know, or dilatation of the blood vessels, and you get good erection. These and many more, they are the natural Viagra alternative foods. The remedy that you can eat, start it today. Stop taking that sildenafil that you are taking. You don't have a prescription. You add from someone and you start taking it. Now it has become a routine. Unless you have a prescription, it's only when you can take this. But if you are misusing it, then why can't you take the walnuts? Why can't you take the what we call the watermelon? Why can't you take these fatty fish that you can be able to get? The fish are there for you. This kind of exercise that you need to do. The greens also. You know. Remember to avoid smoking and alcohol if you want. Actually, if you want to get this good erection, because the vasoconstriction, you know, through by taking this smoking and even alcoholism, they destroy these blood vessels, and you will not gonna get good erection. Good what you call the blood vessels are not gonna dilate anymore. Hence, you're gonna get this what you call erectile dysfunction. Avoid this smoking and alcohol. The other thing that you need to do is to drink water. Drink enough water. Exercise, drink enough water. Exercise moderately, not vigorously to destroy yourself. You know. So you need to exercise moderately. Lessen your stress. Don't have a lot of stress that can cause the release of the cortisol hormones. These are stress hormones that are not good. They lower the testosterone in your body, and you're not gonna get these good erections. So for the better erection, and you have been taking this Viagra, I've given you the natural Viagra, the remedy that you can be able to take. Watermelon, you know, take these nuts, the salmona, you know, the bananas also, you can be able to take them. And all those kind of food that I've talked about, the sweet potatoes, they are good for this circulation. If you like this video again, or if you have learned a lot of information from this video, kindly remember to subscribe. Just share this information. Comment also. Just leave a comment. Like this video. Let's know what you want us to do.